How you doing there, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Nexweave Show. A lot of you guys know me. I'm Bruce, and to my right, I have the founder, head founder, co-founder. I don't know how you want to list yourself of Nexweave, Inder. How you doing, Inder?
Hello, guys. Hi, Bruce. I'm doing good. How about you?
Can't complain. It's Sunday. Birds were chirping this morning. Or sorry, it's Thursday. Birds were chirping this morning. It's sunny out, so it's a nice day over here.
Awesome.
So I gotta ask, how's Ashtosh?
He's doing better than before. Probably by next week, he should be fine to join the sessions once again. But right now, he's resting, recovering from the whole situation that is.
Perfect. Looking forward to seeing him on the show, hopefully next week if he can heal up by then.
Yeah, absolutely. Fingers crossed.
Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into this week's updates. What do we have for those people who don't work at Nexweave? What has Nexweave been up to in the past week?
Yeah, so last week has been more about getting our integrations stack revisited. So like I shared earlier, this quarter's goal is to get to 100 integrations, and we're also revising our documents based on the few UI upgrades that we did. One interesting update that's out is that if any of you is using Find That Lead, you'll find a native integration inside Find That Lead. So you can go ahead, put in a criteria that you want to contact these segment of individuals, and it'll automatically take in those personalization variables, connect with your campaigns within the Find That Lead platform itself. So that's the first of our native integrations, and we should see about 8 to 10 native integrations by the end of this quarter. Other than that, we are working on the revised documentation, and we're on track to have probably, if not 100, about 80 integrations ready by the end of June. So a lot of you guys who've been asking for platforms like Go High Level or Mux Email, etc., those platforms will also be soon added to the integration list itself.
Have any been secretly pushed through or released in the past week that we don't know about, or that wasn't announced?
No. So what we're trying to do is that we are trying to release a large batch update based on all the inputs that we've got. So unlike earlier, where we were probably releasing about 2 to 3 integrations every week, we will probably push about 20 to 30 integrations altogether based on the requests that have been coming in. So from all the mentions that we've had so far, I'm guessing that probably we'll cover about 95% of them when we have the June release update also available. And this
Makes
is all
sense.
happening in parallel. We also have sub accounts and agency accounts which are expected to be released this month itself. It's been delayed by a bit because of a couple of cases within our organization. So we're a little constrained, but yes, they will be done positively by the end of May so that you guys can start sharing your sub accounts, activating agencies, etc.
Perfect. I know a lot of people are looking forward to sub accounts, agency. That's me. I'm one of those two.
Plus, we've also added stock libraries. So stock images and stock videos will also be available now, so you can make your templates a lot faster, use existing images. That will also come out in the next update.
Cool. I'm looking forward to those. Well, story blocks was always one of my favorite ones for kind of like video templates. When they were pre-made, you would have scenes that could be stitched together. Story blocks would provide it to you. And so you didn't have to take the time to build out a video. They would always be like 15 to 45-second videos that were just like templates with multiple scenes put together. Revio had introduced me to that, and like 3 years ago, and I was like, oh, that's a pretty cool service for those of us who are looking for some pre-made videos, but it's more than just one scene. It could be like, oh, you need a corporate video because they have 4 scenes that are inside New York City or Chicago, right? So they would be stitched together. Anyways, I like that too. We had already talked about Icon 8 pixels. for those depositories, which are great. Maybe we could also include like some video depositories, maybe even some that are like premier ones. Like imagine the deposit videos depository. Yes, it's going to be like a ultra premium depository, and there might be a cost associated to it, but it might have the only template that you're looking for that doesn't exist anywhere else for a video template.
Yeah, so I think we'll probably gradually head into that direction. Let's see how people are using the template library that we're adding through the stock sections, and if there are requests coming in that they want some premium stock footage, etc., then maybe we can talk about those in discussions with those entities as well. But what we've seen is that considering Nexweave is primarily a personalization platform, many of them would probably want to create their own templates as we've seen so far, or see examples of how they could use it in e-commerce, retail, real estate, etc., etc. So it's an experiment for us also to see which ways people are going to be using the whole stock library. So let's see. We'll see for the whole month of maybe May or June, and then that would be a good learning for us to see how we can expand further.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Let's see what else. Have you thought, and I'll put this out there because other companies have thought, remind me of this too, since we're talking depositories, if someone were to have let's say someone wanted to test Nexweave and they didn't pay for it yet. So let's say maybe they had a freemium tier, and then from the depositories they pulled out a photo or a video. How would you think, or what are your thoughts on having, let's say, a watermark of a Nexweave overlay on those photos or videos, so they end up using Nexweave in a way to promote Nexweave, let's say during a freemium campaign. So in a way, yes, they're using the platform for free to be familiar with it, but at the same time, they're promoting Nexweave because it's on the branding of the personalized photos and the personalized videos.
So right now we kept it relatively simple. Anyone who wants to just try out Nexweave for free, they can come and sign up. They get 100 credits, and they can continue using that way. We're not enforcing any footers or anything like that so far. But once we start getting some premium components on board, based on the feedback that we're talking about, maybe we'll start introducing those models. But for now, we want to give our users a clean experience where they can go ahead and use the platform without any Nexweave branding in the outputs. So we'll probably stick to that for the next 3 months or so. And there's a lot to learn. There's a lot we've learned in the last 6 months. So let's see how the whole responses are.
Makes sense. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, what's next?
So we are soon going to be coming out with our education series. We'll talk about how Nexweave can be used with emails, with chatbots, with landing pages. We'll soon be making an announcement about how Nexweave can be used with Texar tomorrow. So you guys can tune in tomorrow as well to see a step-by-step guide how Texar can be used along with Nexweave for a variety of use cases. So that's going to be the first of many such sessions that are going to happen. We'll have one on how Nexweave can be used with WhatsApp as well, probably sometime next week or the week after that, depending on how we can get these schedules going in. And I'm actively reaching out to some of our power users and our customers to see how they are implementing Nexweave. So if any of you has run an experiment and you've got some results by using Nexweave, please reach out to me. We'll figure out how we can convert that into a nice case study or include that as content that other community members can also make use of.
I'll share that up on the screen with everyone as like a little reminder. So guys, if you're interested on getting some leads and marketing automation from, let's say, social media as a perfect example, we've partnered up with TechSound. We're going to have a special live stream tomorrow. So you can join us right here on the Nexweave, wherever you're seeing us now, or on my account, which also works. Just take a screenshot as a reminder if you're on your phones that tomorrow we'll be having the founder of TechSound will be joining us, and it will be us, and I think Miss Sel will be joining us too to give us a walkthrough on how to use TextOut with Nexweave as well. Time, is it, for those people in the United States, is it same time, 10 a.m. Pacific?
So it'll be an hour later. It's being scheduled for 10 p.m. India time. So I guess it'll be about 11:30 a.m. for guys in your part of the world.
Okay, let me put it right now. It's starting at what time IST?
It's going to start at 10 p.m. IST.
Got it. So for us, it's 9:30 a.m. Pacific. So I'll update that real quick.
Other than that, I think there's an interesting update that came up on Pabbly, and we had a few conversations on that as well. So maybe I'll try to see if we can get an example from there as well on how you can connect your Shopify platform, get abandoned cart notifications, and then push them to Nexweave to serve hyper-personalized images. So I've just mentioned that in Neeraj's group as well. So if more of you are interested, maybe we can cover that in one of the sessions next week.
Do you want to do that on a separate session from our regularly scheduled live stream?
Depends on how many people are showing interest in that. So maybe what we could do is we could list out some of these examples that we can demonstrate and run a poll on the community and see how many of them are interested.
Okay. All right, guys. So for those of you who have joined inside the group, also let us know if you prefer to have it all in one, or we could do walkthroughs, or if you want us to dedicate more time on a separate live stream too. And let me share with you the link. I have it here. Oh, we got a message real quick. 5:30 p.m. UK. We'll be there and really looking forward to it. Omar, thank you very much for joining us.
So we've tried to keep it at a time so that we can cover most of the globe. Unfortunately, our friends in Singapore will probably not be able to attend it because it's going to be too late. But yeah, that's the trade-off where we try to either cover most of the world and leave them out, or have something done where we miss out the US audience.
Well, if I try to set it at 9 a.m. Pacific, it'll be, I think, 11 p.m. Singapore time. That would probably be the closest thing that we could get to all time zones, probably collectively at the same time. So guys, right down there on the ticker tape that's scrolling on the bottom, you'll see the Nexweave group. There it is, facebook.com/groups/media personalization. That is going to be where you'll see us putting up polls about, what you guys prefer to see on the stream. Do you want us to do shortened walkthroughs, or do you prefer that if we do separate live streams with more in-depth walkthroughs instead of combining it with part of our monthly or our weekly show? But I'll leave that running up through the rest of the stream, so that way you guys can join our group if you haven't done so already. Okay.
Perfect. So I think this week's update is going to be slightly shorter since we have another session coming up tomorrow.
Right.
I would really would love to see many of you come in and join in over there, because Vikesh is a great guy. I think he's built an amazing tool. And I know a lot of you had queries about how TextOut can be used with Nexweave. So let's see some examples tomorrow. And if you want to see some specific ones, just put that in the community as well, so that we can take them up on priority and show them first.
Yeah, guys, we've been trying to put this one together for a while, of getting the founder of TextOut to join us. So as soon as we're done with the stream here, I'll go ahead and schedule it, and let's try to make this one a big deal. For those of you that are in India, I apologize, it's going to be a little bit late. But for everyone in the States and in Europe, this is our time to try to take advantage of it, because it's going to be during earlier hours for us. And just be on the lookout for that. I'll create that as soon as we're done here. Right. Oh, also, one other thing I wanted to mention. Sales Rocks is having version 2 come out relatively soon. It may be today or this weekend. So if you guys haven't followed Karsten or inside our Facebook group, we'll have the link somewhere. Sales Rocks is a platform that will do a couple things. Warm up your email accounts and then send out cold email outreach for those of you who are heavy into marketing. And that's also going to be another partner that we're integrating with. And we've been talking about that also since January, I believe, right, where we would be integrating with them. So now that they're right around the corner, it would make sense to, if you guys haven't bought them, purchase them now, so that way you have another partner that works with Nexweave. Perfect. Carson, if you're watching us, hey, buddy, you got to come back on the show. Okay, I guess we're pretty much all set here. So tomorrow, guys, we'll see you at 9:30 Pacific, a half hour earlier than what we normally do it. And then for those of you that are in India, apologies, it's going to be 10 p.m. And yeah, hopefully we can get a big turnout for that. And again, special live stream tomorrow. So everyone, keep social distancing in mind, wash your hands, be safe, and we'll see you guys tomorrow morning, tomorrow evening.
Thank you, guys. See you guys tomorrow.
See you.